Hello, everybody. I'm hoping, yeah, it is live. Look at that. I think I did it, and I didn't even screw anything up. I'm so proud of myself. Welcome to Sunday Sessions for April 25th. I hope everybody's having a great day and that everybody's staying somewhat warm. I don't know what it's like down on the coast or anywhere else across North America, but here in beautiful Airdrie, Alberta, it's a miserable morning. It's just wet, damp. I think it's kind of like a snow rain mix out there. Hate these days, but that's spring in Alberta, and we'll get better. It'll get better sooner or later. We are in for a treat today, guys. Sitting in my waiting room, if I do this, you'll be able to see the name there. Robin Sowers is sitting in our waiting room. We'll be bringing her in a second. She is in the process of taking her meditation coaching. When she's done her course, she will be a meditation coach. So we're going to just have a conversation with her and pick her brain. I'm not sure we're going to do mini readings. We'll see how it goes to see if there's time at the end to do a few mini readings. Don't count on it. It's not going to be a mini reading Sunday. It's going to be more information Sunday. So without further ado, I just want to make sure I am actually live. So let's make sure that we are. Sorry, guys. I'm looking at my phone. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to go and make sure I'm live. So you people that are actually watching this live, you're like, well, of course you're live. We can see you. But I can't see myself. So I want to make sure I'm live and that I'm not just talking to myself. Yes, there we are. I think we are live. If anybody, we got a couple of people watching. So if you're watching, leave a comment. I'm going to be watching the comments as we're having this discussion with Robin. And if you have any questions, pop them into the comments and I'll do my best to jump on it. Oh, I'm not seeing. That's not the one I want. I'm hoping I'm live. Yeah, there we go. That's live. Looks like I'm live. I'm just going to, someone needs to comment. If you're watching, go ahead and comment and let me know that you're watching. For some reason, I'm having, of course, technical difficulties. As always, we have technical difficulties. It just seems to be a thing with me and, there we go. No, we're going. I'm pretty sure. There we go, Kevin. Yeah, we're live. We're live. Awesome. Oh, that's weird because it's saying interview with Ken Lewicki, but I don't think that's the one. I've got to change that. So yeah, we are live. Anyway, if you have a comment, if you have questions as we go, just pop them into the comments. We'll try to get at them. But without further ado, I am going to bring Robin in. There we go. Robin is jumping on. Look at that. Look how quick you logged on that time too, eh? It's like we know what we're doing.
Right?
How are you, Robin?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am very good. Robin and I go way back. For people who are listening, when I interviewed Natasha, that's how far back Robin and I go. Robin was one of the first people we hired way back when we opened up Shoppers Drug Mart, 15 years ago?
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
And then, of course, when I left Shoppers, we lost touch. And then one night I went over to Kim Wirch's house, and who's in her basement but Robin. It was quite cool. It was a cool connection. It was a cool night to connect, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
That was a very cool night. Anyways, Robin, why don't you tell people who you are, what happened to get you to this, where we are today?
I lost you, Kevin. Hang on one second.
Oh, I'm still here. I can see you.
I can't see you.
Oh, no. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. So I guess we can just do that.
That's weird. That's weird that you can't see
me. There you are.
Okay.
Found you.
Awesome. Awesome.
I am not good with technology, so
Well,
sorry.
and I neither am I. So I'm really hoping we are actually live and people are watching us. I think they are. Yep, they're watching.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I can see people commenting. So people are watching. Hey, go figure. We know what we're doing. Anyway, so tell people who Robin is. What's Robin's journey to get to her to where she's decided to take a course in meditation?
Yeah, this is interesting because this has always been kind of in the background. I was the manager of a health food store.
Yeah.
Working long hours, and all my focus and attention was there. And I had gone to the Spirit Within, their grand opening of their event center.
Oh, okay.
And
that's the one on Main Street in Airdrie.
Yeah, the one on Main Street. Yeah. And my friend Lindsay was there, and Lindsay was talking to someone and motioned me over, and it was Ken Lewicki.
Oh, okay.
So I was introduced to Ken, and it's funny because for years, and I mean years, I'd been wanting to take Reiki. Wanted to do my Reiki, wanted to take it, and I would, find a place that I could take it, and I would be all excited and ready to, register for the class, and then I'd get this hard no.
Oh.
I was like, what's going on? Like, I want to do this.
Why can't I do this?
That is saying no. And that happened multiple times. I had wanted to do it out of the Divine Mind in Calgary, Country Garden Crystals. There was the place here. I don't know if people remember it. It wasn't around very long. It was called Over at Maryland's, which is beside or where that Two Hoots on Main Street is now.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, it used to be that. And I was like, I talked to her and we were kind of getting it all set up. And again, no. So fast forward to the event center's grand opening, and I'm chatting with Ken, and Ken's like, well, let me introduce you to my partner, Kim. And I looked at her and I instantly knew, and I didn't know anything about her. I'm like, she's going to teach me Reiki. That's what I'm getting. And I was like, I don't even know this woman. How do I know? Right.
Yeah.
So we chatted, and she looked familiar to me. She had shopped in the health food store a little bit here. So I was familiar with her, and they had given a questionnaire wanting to know what kinds of things that you would like to, workshops or anything like that. And Reiki was one of them. So I checked it off. I'm like, fingers crossed, maybe. And then that was in January of, I don't even know. That was a couple of years ago now. Anyways, fast forward to the following February, and I was taking Reiki 1 and 2 with Kim.
Oh, isn't that cool?
Right? That's who I was meant to do it with, clearly. And that's why I was getting that hard no.
Yeah, of course.
The paths hadn't met yet.
Yeah.
So even with that, meditation was always in the back of my mind, and I hadn't made the connection. I couldn't figure it out. So on my journey of doing my Reiki, and I did level 1 and 2, and then I did so I'm a Reiki master now, all through Kim.
Okay.
Did the Violet Flame, took all the Akashic records through Kim. I was taking everything, and something still felt missing.
Oh, I didn't know you took, so I'm going to interrupt you a few times here. I didn't know you took your Akashic records training through Kim as well.
Advanced, all of it.
Oh,
everything I could do. I did a mentorship with Kim and Ken.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Hoping to try to find these answers. And I kept getting told, you're teaching.
Okay.
But I always took it as the Reiki, Akashic records. I was going to teach, right? And even Kim had said that, you're teaching. But something still felt it was missing. It was gnawing at me, and I couldn't figure it out. And just with life and everything, I hadn't gotten my Reiki business up and running yet. And, I couldn't focus my attention there, having a full-time job and a family and everything else.
Right.
And I kept getting those, little nudges from the universe saying like, come on, get moving, get on with this. And then last year, one of the girls that I did my Reiki level 1 and 2 with, who I'm friends with on Facebook still, was doing this meditation teacher training, and it clicked.
Oh, wow.
And I'm messaging her. I'm like, hey, like, what's this all like?
What are you doing?
Right. And I kind of looked into it before too, but nothing felt authentic to me.
Okay, yeah.
You can take all kinds of classes and do all these things online. It never felt authentic.
Okay.
And she was doing this meditation teacher training through the Yoga MCC in Calgary.
Okay.
And so it's like, I'm going to follow your journey a little bit. I kind of want to see where this goes. And so I kind of did that. And then it's funny because I had a rep that I became really close friends with working at the health food store. And she mentions to me, hey, I do meditation through the Diane Vamal Institute. It's called the Maitreya meditation.
Okay.
Completely different. I didn't know anything about this kind of meditation. And she said, what do you think about like offering it to your customers, a free meditation? I was like, well, where do you want to do this? Like, we need space. She's like, right here in the store. I was like,
okay, hold on. Meditation right in the middle of a retail store. We're going to get back to that.
yeah, right. And that was my thought. Meditation in the middle of a retail store. Like, where are we putting these people? Down the aisle? She said, yeah. And they'll come. And I was like, okay, like, we'll see. I don't know about that. It didn't have any kind of, the Zen atmosphere that people are, looking for.
Well, yeah, it's where's the chimes? Where's the hookah pipes? And
right. And so we kind of made a Facebook about it, event, and, advertised it in the store, and people were signing up.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, wow. And our first one, I think we had about, I want to say 15 people. It wasn't huge, but there was 15
15 people in that.
Yeah.
Was that the store on Main Street that I?
Yeah.
Well, we won't mention the name, but yeah.
Yeah. And I had them, they're laying their yoga mats down the vitamin aisle. And I'm like,
that's awesome.
Like, let's go with it because it kind of weirds my thing. I love it. And then we would offer it every month. It was a free meditation every month. And it got to the point where we had 50 people.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And they were okay with it. They were okay with, we were putting them wherever we had a space to put them.
Put your mat down wherever.
Yeah. Put your mat down and let's get to it. And that clicked for me. I was like, people need this. Like, it's not just me. People need this. And they're willing to do this.
In a retail store. Oh my.
So if they're willing to do that, then that means they need the guidance. They need, you can get apps. And I mean, we've talked about that.
Yes.
What are good apps and stuff like that. But,
I have tried apps and I think I'm on my 4th app. They're great. No, it's not a bad one, but we'll get into the details of it. But the training, it's that people, if you don't understand what meditation is, an app's not going to help you.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
It'll help you. An app would help a Robin who understands, who's been through training. An app's going to help you. And for me, my brain doesn't. It just keeps going, right? We'll get into that. We'll get into that. So then
how I ended up here is, events and lovely COVID happened and we're in a pandemic and I found myself not working.
Yeah.
And that was definitely the major kick in the butt that
for all of us
had to give me to say, hey, you have no more excuses. No more excuses. Let's get doing this. And so,
and isn't that always the case? We always have an excuse not to do something.
Oh, for sure.
And it always comes down to, damn, I'm out of excuses.
Yeah. That's
those right there.
Yeah.
I was out of excuses.
Yeah. And Kim and Ken, same thing. They would be like, you're the only one standing in your way kind of thing. Right. And you get that. So it was my kick in the pants and I'm sitting here. What am I going to do with my time? What am I going to do? I didn't expect to not be working. But definite blessing in disguise.
Oh, yes.
And so I messaged Yoga MCC. How do I start this? How I go about this? Because, they have like a 200 hour, a 300 hour. So I decided to enroll in the 300 hour. The beautiful thing about how they have formatted how this works. You can start anytime.
Oh, okay.
So one module starts in September.
Yeah.
And it goes September, October, and then the next one would be November, December, and kind of so on and so on. So you don't have to start in September.
You can start anytime.
Anytime. You don't have to start with this one and then this, you have to take this one. You can start anytime. So I started in November. And so I'm at my halfway mark now for my 300-hour teacher training. And it's been the most amazing journey. Best decision
nice
that I've ever made. It's been life-changing, quite honestly. And I know that sounds so corny, but it is absolutely true.
And you know me. I mean, you've known me for a long time. When I say that first one is life-changing, I get it. It is. It's everything changes. So I can imagine doing all these, doing all your Reiki, doing all your Akashic records, and then doing something that you have known for a long time. This is what I was meant to do. It's like the aha moment in life.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I was taking everything I could, every workshop Ken provided. Like I was doing everything. And as much as I wanted to and needed to do that, I knew that there was still something else, but I hadn't pieced it together yet.
That's awesome. That is so awesome that you got it now, right? Too bad, and for both of us, too bad it took a damn pandemic to get us to go, oh, that's what we're supposed to do, right?
Right.
Because I know without a doubt, this was what I was meant to do with becoming a medium. It was. Right. Now think back 15 years ago, if I would have looked you in the eye and said, hey, Robin, one day I'm going to become a medium, you would go, yeah, okay. Here, smoke another one, Kevin. You're
okay, Kevin.
I think you need to get out of the office. Get some fresh air.
Yeah. And I mean, we were all at that. It would have been the same for me. We weren't there.
15 years ago. We weren't there. I wasn't there 2 years ago, let alone 15 years ago. Right?
Yeah.
So back to you're taking this course now. We've talked a little bit over the last probably 6 months about meditation. And I've mentioned, like, every reading I do, whenever guides are coming through, they bring up meditation. And to me, meditation was always a way to fall asleep. That was the idea of meditation for me. It was shut my brain off and go to sleep. So then my guides are like, no, don't do it at night. Is there a better time to do meditation? Is it better in the morning? Is it better in the afternoon? Is it better in the evening?
Honestly, I'll say do it whenever you can do it.
Yes.
But if you want that best possible experience, I say first thing in the morning, when the sun's coming up, the energy, right, the energy of life and everything hasn't kind of started up yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, that could be a personal preference too, right? I mean, I've done meditation washing my dishes, like life again, right? If you can't do it in the morning, and if that's what's going to keep you from meditating, find a different time to do it.
And you need that time, right?
For sure. And it can be any time. I mean, for me, through these little while, I was kind of toying around with when it felt like the best time to do it.
Right.
And I was doing it in the afternoon. And I found that for me, doing it in the morning, it just kind of sets your tone for the day and kind of gets you in that good mental headspace to focus on your day. But there's been things that have maybe happened throughout the day that have altered that a little bit. And so I find that to get myself back, I can even do, a 2-minute meditation or something, right? Just to kind of get myself back. I didn't find meditating at night helped me sleep better. Not for me. I found sometimes it almost energized me too much.
That's what happened to me. Every time I did it, I would wake up. It'd be like,
so much for that.
I was like, damn. No, obviously, most of us who haven't studied meditation, we have this Hollywood, and I use that word a lot, idea of meditation. It's that shut your brain off. Let's not think about anything. Is that what meditation is?
Well, I mean, it can be for sure. People that want that stoic structure for sure, I suppose. But for me and the people
average person,
no, you don't shut your brain off. Your brain can't be shut off. We've talked about this. Your brain shuts off. You don't exist, right? Like that's impossible. And thoughts are okay to have. And I think, I mean, even just, I do walking meditations. I go for a walk and I'll do a walking meditation. You can meditate when you're driving because you don't have, it's about being present, not checking out, really. You want to be present in life. You want to, it's going inward, you know, to do maybe some work that you need to be doing. It can be uncomfortable for sure, but that's growth, right? So, my stepkids do meditation. They're not going to sit and not move.
Well, yeah.
Right?
Is there an age group, like an age group, I'm going to say, like, can kids meditate? Can you teach?
Absolutely.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like when we're talking kids, how young would you say people?
My stepdaughter started doing it when she was 6 with me.
Oh, no way.
And they love it.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, there's meditation specific, obviously, to children and how you would.
It would be different than an adult, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, adults can do the children ones, though. We've done them in classes.
I'm thinking,
and I actually quite enjoy. Yeah, I quite enjoy them. So there's lots of different ways. It's not age specific, and it's actually really helped. We've had some kind of personal family events kind of go on, and that's kind of how we incorporated all of it too, which is interesting because all of my training has been helping me to bring it into our family to help us work through it. So again, right, like it was just meant to be.
It was meant, yes.
Right. So, I mean, my 6, well, she's 7 now, but she'll meditate and say, hey, can I do a meditation in the shower? So she'll be in the shower and I'll do a guided meditation for her in the shower. Like,
oh, wow.
You don't have to be sitting. You can be standing if you want. You don't have to lay down if that feels more comfortable. It's kind of what's more comfortable for you. If sitting cross-legged with your, back straight and, hands, if that's not comfortable, you're not going to meditate. You're going to be focused on, I'm uncomfortable.
My foot's asleep, man. I got to move my foot.
Yeah. And that's happened to me. My foot's right. And no one's like, I don't want to be that person that moves in meditation. It's like, move the foot. Get that? You know what I mean? If you're getting a cramp, you're only going to focus on that the whole time. So I think that's the stereotypical part that is really exciting to be able to like break down for people and say, you can move, you can think in meditation. You don't focus on those thoughts that are coming. You acknowledge them and kind of move on, and that's okay.
Gotcha. So, and that's been my thing with meditating, is whether I'm laying in bed or sitting on the couch, is I'll start doing the breathing and concentrating on my breath, and that's been a really good thing for me, is concentrating where my breath comes in. Right. For me, it's my nose because it's so big. But then my mind will wander. And it's really, then I start going, I literally almost get mad at myself because I'm like, stop, come back to the nose, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's normal, you're saying?
Absolutely. And I mean, because you can't stop thoughts. It's okay to acknowledge the thought.
Right.
But it's also much more, you need to be patient and compassionate with yourself. I think when you get frustrated, it's not going to work out for you. So acknowledging that thought, but bringing it back to the breath. And that's where the teacher training comes in, is that we help with that. We are aware you're going to have a thought. We're aware that you might want to move. And it's bringing those little cues into your meditation to say, hey, and remember, it's okay to have that thought. Acknowledge it.
Breathe through it.
Bring your focus back to your breath if you have to, or if you can meditate with your eyes open, you don't have to have your eyes closed. You don't have to.
See, and that baffles me. Like you had mentioned, you can meditate while you're doing the dishes. The one that really got me, when you said you can meditate while you're driving.
Yeah.
That scares me. Because again, I've got in my brain, the Hollywood version of
Exactly.
meditation where I'm blinded. I shouldn't be
Yeah.
blinded while I'm driving.
But you're not. You're very present. You can still be very present. I mean, when you go for a walk, does your mind wander off? But you're walking and you still know where you're going and you still know to watch for cars and you still know to do all those things.
True enough, yes.
But it's the same as meditation, right? You can still be very present and be focusing and thinking. And I mean, meditation, I mean, there's just, there's loving kindness meditation. There's, mindfulness meditation. There's grounding meditation. There's so many kinds of meditation. So if you're stuck in traffic and you're feeling frenzied, do a little grounding, like meditation, like I'm safe, and even doing mantras. Mantras is a form of meditation.
Oh, really? Okay.
You can do a mantra in a meditation. You can focus on that. And mantras are still a form of meditation. So
let's use the one, you're stuck in traffic. Walk me through how you would instruct someone if everybody's been frustrated in traffic, road rage.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? How would you walk someone through that? And how would you suggest someone does that? Real briefly. I don't want to get into a deep.
Yeah. I mean, a brief, like it can be something as simple as one I love, and I use this all the time. So this is from Leanne Pinnell, the owner of the Spirit Within.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Here. And it's a shortened version of, I'm grateful for the fact that I'm happy and I have nothing to worry about. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that was something that I would focus on. So you could do that. You're stuck in traffic, or, traffic's been crazy, or you've had, you're driving and someone almost hits you. And so now you're panicking to bring yourself back into that moment. Something as simple as that. You're not taking your eyes off the road. I'm grateful for the fact that I'm happy and I have nothing to worry about. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that just brings you back in and gets you kind of right. It does. I'm using that as an example. It could be any little mantra that you want it to be.
Okay.
So something is, you're not going into, I'm walking in a field and I'm doing all that stuff. Not when you're driving, clearly.
And literally when I'm thinking of meditation, I mean, you listen to any meditation app and they'll be like, close your eyes. You're walking in a field. There's soft music playing in the background and water falling. And I was like, I don't want to do that while I'm driving.
No. Yeah. So nothing
people,
like that.
Do not do that while you're driving, people. That's not a good idea.
That's what I mean. That's what people think meditation has to be.
Right.
And it doesn't. It can be something as simple as that to get you out of that, bring yourself back to that present moment and just get yourself back calm, cool, and collected to focus until you get home and out of drive, right?
Well, and you can use that for so many different, I mean, whether you're at work and a coworker pisses you off or your boss is yakking at you and you don't have to say it out loud. That could be an inside your head going, bring myself back. Okay. Now I'm starting to see meditation totally differently than the whole, right?
Absolutely.
So now, teaching meditation, have you started teaching yet? Like, are you allowed to teach yet?
I haven't taught any yet.
Okay.
We've done it in our classes with my other classmates and stuff like that.
Right.
We have to write our own scripts and, not grabbing some random, right?
Yeah.
It's right. You want it to be authentic and anyone can read something off the internet.
I can read the banishment spell and I can just go over it, right? Or I could write my own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we learned how to do that, and then we present it and share it in our classes, and then you get the feedback from your instructors, from the fellow classmates, and I mean, we can all agree unanimously in my classes. You're terrified.
Oh, yeah.
It's terrifying to present this and say, what are people going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's been so supportive.
That's very cool.
And really takes you out of your comfort zone, which isn't a bad thing.
No, it's a good thing. Outside the comfort zone is where you grow.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have, though, been offered to teach some meditation classes to children out in Bentley, Alberta, actually. So in the summertime.
How rewarding is that?
I think that's going to be really fun. I'm actually pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
I think that could be really good. So my in-laws have a lake lot out near Bentley. So I'm out there in the summertime anyway. So it's just kind of perfect. So that'll be my first real experience with actually, outside of family and friends. I mean, my family are my guinea pigs for sure. Every time I'm doing a script and I have to do one for class, it's like, hey, everybody, come here.
Well, it's just like when I first started channeling, my family and friends were my guinea pigs, right?
Yeah. Got to practice, got to make sure, right?
Yeah, practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
How cool. And I just can't get off the thought of how cool would the world, the universe, the world be if we actually taught meditation in schools to all the kids.
Absolutely.
How I just like my brain just exploded when you said that. It was like, oh my goodness, what a better place if we actually taught kids how to handle stress.
Absolutely.
Because isn't that what meditation does? It teaches us to handle stress. In a nutshell.
Yes. I mean, it's so good for your physical well-being as well, right? They've had studies done talking about like how it affects the brain for, that's not like some 10-minute meditation. That's over years, obviously, in doing it. And when I talk about that, I didn't start, I would never recommend anyone sit down and jump into, I'm going to do an hour-long meditation. I've never done it before. You're setting yourself up. Yeah. You're setting yourself up. I've done as little as 5 minutes. I've done as long as an hour.
Okay.
And it really depends sometimes on the day.
Yeah.
But it really has become a daily practice. And if I haven't meditated, and this is definitely a learning experience, my whole day is off now.
Oh, really?
Just because I'm doing it now. So, right. I'm setting myself up for success for the day.
Yes.
And I can tell that it's just off. It doesn't feel right. And my whole day is different if I haven't meditated.
So if you, we've got a dozen people watching, probably out of that dozen, 10 of them have probably never really meditated. Besides listening to an app, they've never.
Right.
What would your suggestion? How do you start? Like, where does someone like myself? Where do we start? Like, what's the beginning point of meditation? I guess, does that even make sense? What I'm trying to ask you there.
I think honestly, it's like anything, right? I mean, there's so many places, and I mean, I would recommend going to a class.
Yes.
And I mean, and right now, obviously, all of these classes are available typically over Zoom.
And I was just going to ask that. Can you do, like, it's not something you need to be in person?
No,
right?
Absolutely not.
Because you could, I mean, we're connecting now. It's no different than if you were sitting beside me and we were talking.
Nope. All my training has been over Zoom.
Okay.
COVID has, made it have to be that way.
Changed the world.
But it's been, Yoga MCC has been amazing about being able to accommodate and adapt to online. And it's been awesome. There has been, I don't feel any less of a connection or any less of, support or training being that it's online.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you don't have to be in person, but I mean, it's like anything. You almost have to kind of shop around, right? For someone that you connect with, that it makes sense, because not every instructor, you almost have to have that energy match. It's the same way, like I said, finding a Reiki master.
Same thing.
Those were ones that I was meant to be with. I had to have that right energy match, right? It's for anything, right? You go to counseling. That first counselor you see might not be the one for you. So I just recommend looking at options, and, if you have a bad experience, not a bad experience, I shouldn't say bad, but if it just doesn't make sense to you, or you didn't get what you thought you would out of it, go to a different one.
Yeah. Don't give up.
Don't give up. I think it's really important that people know that. And I think too, don't go in with any expectations, because I think that's the biggest thing, right? We go in thinking that you're going to come out feeling a certain way. You're going to, I say, just be open to whatever happens, and be okay with the fact that you had to move 50 times and adjust your cushion. And maybe you started off sitting and maybe halfway through it, you need to lay down because your back's getting sore, and be okay with that. And maybe finding instructors that are kind of open to that sort of stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
And I found too, sound. I mean, this is huge because, you know, we do that as part of one of our training, is implementing or not implementing and knowing when to and when not to sound in meditations.
Oh, okay.
Because what I think might be a wonderful, relaxing sound might make somebody else's ears bleed and aggravate them.
Yes.
And like, why are we listening to this? Right.
I can't handle that water. I've got to go to the bathroom.
Exactly. Right. So, you know, and I think that's important too, to be able to see that with your students and be able to tell this isn't working for that person. You can tell by a certain body language or someone's super fidgety. Yeah. So to be able to know how to like change it up a little bit so that person, you know, it's our responsibility as teachers to give that person the best experience, right? So it might take a little bit of time. And if you're not familiar with sound meditations, probably wouldn't be the one I would start with either.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense. This has been awesome. I totally not, you know, you have kind of your mindset where an interview or discussion is going to go. And this has been just totally, totally different, which is awesome because it's not meditation to me. And Robin and I were chatting just before we came on the air, and I had told her I was taking this a master course I have. It's called Master Class? Yeah, Master Class. So before knowing that I was going to be interviewing Robin, I decided to do this because I wanted some more information. And it kind of blew me away because this gentleman was talking about the theory behind, and that's exactly what Robin's been bringing up, is the theory behind it. And we get so conditioned by, again, it's not Hollywood, but the Hollywood idea of anything, whether it be psychics, mediums.
Absolutely.
I remember the first time I went to a Reiki practitioner after I was in my car accident. I'll say I had a bad experience. And I didn't go back to anybody else because I did have the bad experience, which frustrates me because I wish I would have continued looking. But literally, I thought she was going to be dancing around me, dribbling chicken blood on my butt, and I was like, it was Allison that got me to go, and I finally just relented. Whatever, I'll go. Wasn't a good experience right from the moment I met her. We just, like you said, we didn't click. Right now, I've gone to Kim, and what a difference! Like it was like there and there. Probably this lady that I did go to, and I don't even remember her name. I wouldn't mention it, but I don't remember it. If I would to go to her now, it would probably be a different experience. Knowing what I know now, right? Sure. I was a skeptic back then, obviously, and it was like, So I get what you're saying. Don't give up. Keep looking.
And it's the expectations, right? Like you went in expecting, so you didn't feel like you got what you should have been getting because you'd already have those expectations in your mind, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And everyone's experience is so different. And I mean, you know, it's okay if, you know, you're in a class and they're talking about, you know, visualizing something and focusing it to be like, you know, visualize even color. Well, what if you can't visualize silver? Yeah. And that's the color they're don't visualize silver. It can be a different color for you. It's okay.
Yeah.
Right. Just things like that. And you might be feeling, some people might feel really super relaxed and you might not. You might feel neutral. Like all of it's okay. It's the overall experience, and anything you're experiencing and anything that's coming up is meant to come up, and it's okay. And you can leave meditation. You know, someone might leave meditation super like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. And I have this insane, and you might not have that same experience, but that's okay.
Yes.
You'll know when it's that right connection with that person. Right. Yeah. And you deserve to not give up. You deserve to shop around. That's, you know, this is for you. So find someone who works for you.
Now, is meditation normally, like, is it normally done in groups, or can you do one-on-one? Like, can you do a
Absolutely.
Kevin
Yeah,
and Robin meditation session?
absolutely. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Not everybody's comfortable in groups.
Right. And that's what
You know,
that's what I was thinking. It's like, I know
yeah.
myself and probably a few other people I can think of off the top of my head. Yeah, I don't want to do that in a group.
Yeah. And I mean, we also learn in class too about creating safe space and using trauma informed language. And that's huge. And it's something I never thought about again until I take the training, right? I mean, the topics I wouldn't even think about, but it can be a very commanding thing. You go into this room, you're told to lay down or close your eyes. That might not be comfortable. It could be very triggering for some people, right?
Yes, that's what came to my head, was triggering right away.
Absolutely. And I mean, when you're telling people to bring awareness to their body, can also be triggering for some people, right? But you don't think about those things, right?
No.
So I never did before. So I've learned a lot, and I didn't realize. I'm like, yeah, you do these guided meditations that are like, lay down and do this and breathe. Some people don't even want to focus on their breath, and that's okay too.
Right. So,
right. So
yeah,
if they don't want to do a group, I'm not going to force anyone. I will be more than willing to offer one-on-one.
Gotcha.
And if that's what makes them comfortable, I mean, some people don't even want a closed door. Just the thought of having a door closed might set them into an uncomfortable situation, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you don't know what people are coming to meditation for. I don't have this, fill this form out and tell me all your problems kind of thing. Right?
Well, yeah. And that's not, I mean, I do the same thing when I'm doing a reading. It's not, I don't get you to fill out who do you want to come through? What do you want to learn from your guides? It's whatever the guides and the spirit, the souls on the other side decide to give you. Because it's usually what you need. Yeah. And a lot of it is not what you want.
Right? Yeah.
So,
but for sure.
It makes, I see we had talked earlier before we came on the air again about the connection between meditation and spirituality. It wasn't clicking in my head until just that second, where, they're combined.
Absolutely.
Do most people who teach medication most people, easy for me to say, most people who teach meditation, do they have a spiritual background?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it. I mean, meditation it's deep in Buddhism.
Yes.
That's kind of the roots of meditation, right?
Right.
So to some degree, in some level, for sure, there is that spiritual element. Some people come into it for that stress management.
Right.
But in doing so, they really tap into their spiritual side. I've seen that too.
I can imagine. My
husband is the perfect example. He was always dabbling in it here and there and would shut it off. But there's a shift when you start meditating. Yeah. Because I have my most profound conversations typically with my guides when I'm meditating.
It's so true. I mean, I connect with my guides constantly, and I tell people I channel 24 hours a day. I think even when I'm sleeping, they're still giving me info. But the real deep stuff comes when I just take a breath and concentrate, meditate. Mm-hmm. And till this second, I didn't realize that's what I should be calling it, because I refer to it as I'm just channeling.
That's what I mean. People meditate and you don't even realize you're already doing it because you're so focused or so been taught that it has to look and be a certain way.
Exactly.
So you're meditating. Even a Reiki session is a meditative state.
Of course it is.
It is. Yeah. And we do it without realizing we're doing it. And even then, thoughts come and go. Thoughts come and go all the time. And you don't think about it. But something shifts and changes when you have to sit on that mat, sit cross-legged, assume the position. Something changes. And we're like, oh, I can't do this. But we do. We do it unconsciously. And it's just about being able to put that into a deeper practice, I guess, from what you're already doing, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Wow, I just had the aha moment when we were talking about, because I'll sit in my office at work and I'm kind of segregated from everybody at work. And that's where I do my best. I think I do my best channeling because I can close my door. It's kind of soundproof somewhat. So I don't hear all the distractions from outside. And that's where I get my best messages. It's just like, because it's just me and them.
Yeah.
I guess that is meditation in a nutshell, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That is very cool. Now, I can't believe it's been almost 45. It's been over 45 minutes. So we've been chatting. Wow. And I just looked at the clock. Went, holy.
Yeah.
You finished your course when?
I will be finished in October.
In October. So that's not that far away.
No, I'm at the halfway mark now.
Halfway mark. It's you're on the downside of it now. What does Robin see? What does Robin see once she actually finishes the course? What's your plan?
My plan is to, I mean, there's a lot of behind the scenes that have been going on in the meantime too. And I have been getting my kind of business, getting that set up and doing all of that sort of stuff. So I'm kind of having it all to coordinate. When I'm done, I'll be launching my business, and I will definitely give you the heads up before that happens.
You know where I was going with this.
Yeah,
because
absolutely, 100%.
In the back of my head, I'm thinking, wow, what a service to offer when you're a Reiki master, you're very astute when it comes to past lives, and now you have meditation under your belt. Wow, what a powerhouse Robin is going to be. I'm literally looking forward to, I got goosebumps. I don't know. It's like, holy crap. It's going to be amazing to watch, because I think amazing things, no, I don't think, I know amazing things are going to be coming your way. It's going to be cool to see.
Thank you.
When you say business, are we talking like a building business? Are you going to have a brick and mortar business?
Probably not initially.
Okay.
That is definitely, well, it's coming. I don't know when. My guides are like, yep, but.
I'm obviously connected. Yeah. And I'm like, obviously you're not going to do it at a retail store, and you're not going to have yoga mats going down the aisles. I'm picturing a Shoppers Drug Mart. You're going to have yoga mats in the cosmetic department. It's like
it'll probably start off very much on a Zoom platform as well,
similar to what I've been doing. Yep,
for sure. And just navigating the whole COVID and how that's all working too, right? So I mean, I don't know. I know that 2022 is definitely where it's all together for me, for sure. Okay. And in the meantime, I mean, if people want to know more about it, they can always reach out to me.
I was just going to ask that. I'm glad you said that.
I need the practice to begin with. If you want to do a meditation and a little, let's do it. Free of charge, obviously. You're my guinea pigs.
Guinea pigs.
I welcome that. I welcome the feedback.
And they can reach you on Facebook, obviously, at Robin Sowers, SOWER. I have to look to read.
And if they can't find me, reach out to you.
I will post a link. I think if you go to my Facebook, I tagged Robin in a post that you can actually send her a message. Make sure you're going to be checking your private your, what are they called? Requested messages, Robin, because a lot of people won't be friends with you. That might be reaching out. I can think of, my guys are telling me about 6 people are going to reach out relatively quickly. Just
wow, that's cool. Yeah.
So know that that's going to happen, because my goodness, this is when you add in everything else, it's going to be an amazing experience to.
It's the final puzzle piece.
It is. It's like,
for me.
Yeah, it is. And not a lot of people are going to want or have the ambition to do what you've done, where you've done did you do channeling as well?
I did level 1 with Ken.
Okay, so you have channeling.
Yeah.
You have you're a Reiki master. You
Akashic Records Advanced, yeah.
Did you do 1, 2, and 3?
Mm-hmm. All with the teaching, right? That's where that teaching kept coming.
Yes.
So teach.
Well,
and I was like, okay, well, I've got it, and I'm not teaching yet. What's going on? Takes me a little while sometimes to clue in.
But you know what?
Right?
There's a reason, and I truly, honestly, I used to always say it as before I had this awakening. I hate that word, spiritual awakening. I always said everything happens for a reason. I'm a firm believer in it. I don't care if it's good, bad, indifferent. Everything that happens to you in life, it happens for a reason. We were acquainted 15 years ago, and then for about 8 years, we used to run into each other. I came to that store on Main Street.
Yeah,
I almost said the name. I came to that store on Main Street, and we chatted a few times. But there's a reason we connected again.
Absolutely. You and Natasha, all three of us. Shoppers kind of did the initial connection.
Yeah.
This is where we were meant to meet. But now, fast forward all these laters, and we're all, I mean, it was so funny. I think you had been posting something on Facebook one time. I had gone, this was like in September. I'd gone to the lake. I was gone for a week.
Okay.
And I came back, and all of a sudden you're popping up on Employed by Angels. And I messaged Natasha. I'm like, what did I miss? Like, I've only been gone for a week, and I come back and she's like, right?
Yeah.
Unlike her, you come for a session, she has no idea, and you walk in. It's so bizarre, right?
Well,
it's awesome.
It was really funny because it was Ellison was doing something with Kim. It might have been one of her infinity healings. I don't even know, but it wouldn't have been infinity healing because Natasha wouldn't have been there. She was doing something, and Natasha was there with Kim. And Ellison came down the stairs. Of course, I'm on the couch watching my TV. And she goes, "You'll never guess who's helping Kim." And I'm like, "Who?" She goes, "Natasha." And I'm like, "Natasha who?" She goes, "Natasha Willoughby." And I was like, "Who's that?" She goes,
right.
"Natasha from Shoppers." I'm like, "Ellison, that's not Natasha. That's Natasha Fortin. That's not Willoughby." And I literally got on my phone and started looking. And I was like, "Holy crap. What? No, It can't be the same person."
Yeah.
Sure enough, the three of us, here we are.
Again.
It's 8 years later.
Yeah, right?
It's just,
and it's awesome. I'm so proud of you, Kevin. I'm so excited for you. I've been excited kind of from the get-go, and I've seen your growth even in this short period of time, and it's been awesome. I mean, you've done a reading for me.
I did.
Connected to my voice at one time, and it was fantastic.
Well, thank you.
It was pretty bang on, and I thought that was wonderful. So.
It's funny because people who aren't in this circle, because obviously I have 3 circles. I have a work circle, I have a political circle, and now I have a spiritual circle. And the work circle and the political circle know what I'm doing, but nobody talks about it.
Right?
They don't want to bring it up. And I find it really funny because I'm quite open, as you know. I'm an open book. I'll talk to anybody about it. I won't bring it up in my political circle or in my work circle that I consider myself a channeler. If they want to ask me, I'll bring it up. I'll talk hours about it.
It's usually fear. It's just fear that holds people back, right?
Without a doubt. They're afraid. They're like, I don't want to know about dead people.
Well, and it opens things up, right? Again, it's the same thing. It's going back to what we've been taught, what we've been grown up to think or whatever. And when something about that changes, right, that's uncomfortable.
Well, exactly. Yeah. It's and it's good to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, I've gotten pretty uncomfortable in some meditations. I'm not gonna lie. It's not supposed to just be butterflies and rainbows.
No, it's funny. I just did a session before at noon. I had a session with a client, and I got really uncomfortable. I won't go into detail, but I was like very uncomfortable. Yeah. But I came out of that session that much better. I hope that person is watching, because she said she was going to, and I tell my clients all the time, I get just as much, if not more, out of doing a session with a client than the client does.
Absolutely. I agree.
Right. Yeah. It's just, for me, it's just something.
And it's healing for you too.
Oh,
we're always healing, right?
Yes.
And meditation can be very healing too. A lot of inner child kind of work and stuff can come from, you get people saying that all the time. It's like, well, I keep getting told I need healing, and I go to Reiki and I do all these things and I do all that stuff, and I'm feeling better, but I don't feel completely there. And that's where meditation comes in too, because you have to go within, right? And I mean, it gets you, maybe looking at some of those things that you don't love so much about yourself,
yes,
right? And that's okay. It's important to do that.
Of
so
course.
Yeah, I've had some sessions where they've just been light and carefree, and I'm bouncing along my way, right, with my little wings now. And then there's others where I'm like, whoa, that was deep.
That was deep.
But it needs to be too, right?
Yeah, that's why you always have the Kleenex.
Exactly. Oh yeah, I've cried in some meditations, right? You got to release, right? It's all about releasing. So,
exactly. Yeah. Well, young lady, I was literally worried that we wouldn't have enough to talk about for a full hour of Sunday sessions. It's now been an hour, and we could go on for another hour. Yeah. Please stay in touch, obviously.
Absolutely.
Let me know what you're doing. And again, if anybody wants to get a hold of Robin, reach out to her. She's put it out there that she needs the practice. We don't get better if we don't practice. Absolutely. And trust me, you won't be disappointed. Robin, thank you very much. It's been an absolute honor, and we'll talk soon.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Take care.
Okay.
I'm going to try to remove you without reporting you to Zoom. There we go. Wow, what a great hour. Sometimes it just time goes by so quick. This was one of those times. I thoroughly enjoyed that discussion. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Remember, I with Cavelli channeling, I do channeling. I do medium sessions where I talk to guides, give you information from your guides and loved ones from the other side. Whether you want to do a half-hour session for $35 or a 1 hour session for $60, you can book it through my Facebook channeling. I just do it in the evenings for right now and on the weekends, obviously. But please reach out if you have any questions. Reach out, and we will probably use sometime during the week. I think I might pop on during the week here just to do a quick session as well. Next week, we have another guest next week. I'm not going to say who or what because I'm going to be posting about that shortly. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in, and have yourself a great rest of your Sunday. Take care, everybody.